Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Joburg Today. I am your host, Nure Viaji. Is large-scale mixed-use urban development in Johannesburg the next big thing? Tobeko Mohashwa heads up a 2 billion rand local property fund that says it is. Today, our executive producer, Adolf Spannenberg, spoke to Tobeko about the vision behind the fund.
The main drivers of the fund really is creating value for the people of Johannesburg and reintroducing the energy of the town as it was meant to be in the beginning. You know, a lot of our people have been driven out to the fringes of the city through unfortunate planning that has happened in the past. So we just want to try and rebuild the energy of the city. I grew up at a town when Joburg was a bustling city. I mean, we had the Carlton Hotel, which was the center of Africa at the time. When Mandela came out of prison, some of the celebrations were done in the Carlton Center precinct, the Small Street Mall. You know, I have fond memories of a city that was very vibrant at a point in time. So this is really that we want to bring Joburg back to its original energy, to its original vibrance, and for it to occupy, you know, its rightful place in the global map as a city that should command, you know, or really that should claim its share in the global tourist dollar. You know, I'd like to see tourism coming back into Joburg. I'd like to see, you know, a whole lot of economic activity happening in Joburg, as it is supposed to be the cradle of economic activity for the whole country.
Essentially, this was a city of miners, but the dynamic has changed completely.
Indeed, the dynamic has changed. That is why the mayor refers to the second finding of the gold. The second gold is now the economy that we now find ourselves in. We're talking about a technology-based economy, the fourth industrial revolution, as well as people needing access to services and as well as convenience. The idea is to build inclusive neighborhoods that are really premised on income levels. We're very, very deliberate about developing facilities for a certain income bracket. I mean, we've got clear income bands that we're targeting, and those are the most affected people, we believe, that need quality and reliable, safe, and clean environments that we are providing a service for.
Are you setting up Jewel City and what's going to happen there as potentially the benchmark for this fund going forward?
Indeed, we see Jewel City as a benchmark for our investment drive in the city. It's 6 town blocks of a historical part of the city, which was the historical Diamond Center, but it's also part of the cultural hub of Johannesburg. You know, we want to extend the legacy of the Maboneng precinct and build on it and adjoin it to the Jewel City development. So therefore, indeed, we see it as a catalyst for the redevelopment of the city.
In terms of foreign investment?
At the moment, we really mobilized funding from local institutional investors. We've got Atterbury who are mainly commercial developers, so they'll bring in their commercial development expertise. Itemba are very strong in managing affordable rental units. At the moment, they manage over 4,000 units on their own. This will add on to their ability to manage even more residential units. And then, of course, my company, being Towers Property Fund, we also commercial developers. Hence, true to the name Divercity, we celebrate the diversity of the founding shareholders and the seed partners of the fund, and each of us bring to the table a different set of skills that will ultimately, you know, form this this next wave of growth and prosperity that we foresee for the city of Johannesburg.
Now, we understand the initial being 2 billion, but what number does the fund hope to attract going forward, given the scope of the opportunity that you've identified?
Well, from the onset, our intention with the fund is to ultimately list it. We are going to list as a REIT in 2020, around about 2020. And at that point, we've got a pipeline today that we know will take us to about a 4 billion rand listing by around about 2020. The initial start of 2 billion is only just a start. We've got a pipeline that is incremental that will get us to the 4 billion rand mark. And by then we hope to have mobilized other institutional investors to also jump into the bandwagon of revitalizing the city.